Hi everyone, welcome to another video of billing and subscription module. So if you can remember my last video, I have explained you what is a billing and subscription module which Microsoft provided recently for the Dynamics 365 Business Central users, and I have explained you how it works regarding related to the IFRS 15 International Revenue Standard, and how we can identify revenue through this module. Right here, I'm going to give you another example. So, few of Dynamics users asked me to do some examples for understand this process for the accounting perspective. So, let me show it to you before go to the setup video. So I have two example. One example is which related to the scenario like we are selling item with the services, and scenario two is purely we are selling services. So let's go to scenario one. When it comes to scenario one, when we are selling AC machine, Company X sold AC machine with 12-month service agreement for 136,000 on 1st January 2025, which means they have sold this machine on 1st of January 2025, and machine already sold, and service cost already they have commitment to the 12-month services as well as they are receiving cash, but they cannot identify this whole 36,000 as a revenue because the reason for that, service cost for month is just only 3,000. If you recognize all these 36,000 for the revenue accounts, it will be not occurred into the international revenue standard. So how we have to identify those things? So let me show you the uh, double entries. When it's come to double entries, so machine cost, machine is the separate thing, separate transaction, and the service cost is separate transaction. But yes, it's a same agreement but separate performance obligation as per the standard, right? When we identify this revenue, uh, for the cost we can identify, imagine we are receiving cash, or yeah, we are receiving cash. If you are receiving cash, we can identify this as a debit 100,000. And if you are selling this item, once we are selling, we'll generate revenue, so we can identify revenue as a credit for this transaction, right? But can we do same thing for the services as well? No, you can't do same thing. You can't identify all this 36,000 for the revenue on 1st of January 2025. The reason for that is you have a commitment to do that, but still you haven't done it. So you can identify this revenue once you done the performance of once you done the service. So imagine first service you are done in 31st January, then only you can identify 3,000 first month service revenue for your account. Then where we are keeping these values under this 36,000, it's like this. Now at the 1st of January you are receiving all 136,000, then you'll have to record that as a cash receipt. So we are debiting cash for the 36,000, and where we are crediting it for the deferred revenue account. It's a kind of liability account because we are receiving customers money, so we have liable to pay if something happen, hence that we are keeping under deferred revenue account. This is a kind of liability account, purely not P&L account. So how we identify this revenue? So when it's come to 31st January 2025, we are providing this AC machine service, and then we can identify 1 month service as a revenue. If so, we can remove this 3,000 first month revenue from this account. We can debit deferred revenue account, by 3000, and we can identify revenue as a 3000. So at the end of the 31st January, imagine 1st of February 2025, we can identify balance as 36,000 in as 36,000 in deferred revenue account. The reason for that is on 1st of January we had a deferred revenue, we had a commitment for do 12 month services, so 1 month services already we have been done, and now we already remove 3000 and identify it for the revenue account. So on 1st of January, balance of this deferred revenue account is 33,000. So likewise, we can prorate your revenue throughout the period. We have to prorate your revenue throughout the period once you done the commitment, which is once you provided your services only, you can identify that month portion to the revenue account. Until that, you'll have to keep that value in the deferred revenue account as a liability. Right. This is the first scenario. Hope you have some understanding how we have to identify billing and subscription. So this is something, some kind of example related to AC machines. But when it's come to the Dynamics 365 licenses, if you are paying license cost today for 12-month period, so if you're selling license for 12-month period, you cannot identify whole revenue for 12 months. First, you will have to identify whole commitment for the deferred revenue account, and you can prorate that revenue month by month the revenue account once you are finishing your period, once you are providing your service. That's how billing and subscription module work when you are when you are selling goods and services together. Let's go to the scenario 2, which is you are directly selling services, this is kind of example for uh, selling Dynamics 365 Business Central licenses. Normally, if your customer paying for the 12 month, you can identify 12-month commitment, and your receivable also, your cash also you can identify for the 12 month, but still you cannot identify whole month value, whole 36,000 as a revenue until your period receives. So hence that, first of all, as per the previous example, you can identify whole value. You are receiving cash debit for the 36,000, and you identify that value for the deferred revenue account, credit 36,000, and once your period receive 31st January 2025, you can identify, you can remove that value from deferred revenue account, 1 month commitment 3,000, and you can identify revenue. You can go for the, you can transfer that value for the P&L account once your period is done, 3,000, and 33,000 remaining for the identify revenue account. Once your period received, you can uh, credit for the revenue accounts those 30,000, and 31st December will be the date all deferred revenue account will get 0. That's how standard telling us, standard it started guiding us to identify billing and subscriptions. And if you are providing service goods and services together, you will have to identify that way. Or else if your subscription or licenses are selling for the year period, and if you are receiving cash, and this is how you have to identify, you have to prorate those values throughout the period. This is how standard saying us, and same thing you can do in the Dynamics 365 Business Central. Yes, you have some option that other than the billing and subscription module. You can use deferral method or recurring method. However, this method, I think, something you can use and is easy to maintain. It's easy to use if you are, have any billing and subscription stuff on your company. So this is a kind of small example. So next video onwards, I'll be doing setup videos for the billing and subscription module, how you have to set up in Dynamics 365 Business Central, and how you can post transaction for this billing and subscription module. So I'll do it as a small video series, because the reason for that is this setup is a little bit critical, because there are no much documentations or videos related to this billing and subscription module. Hence that I'll do one by one, step by step. So keep in touch, guys. So if you haven't subscribed, so came to my YouTube channel, you can see almost a lot of very helpful Dynamics 365 Business Central as well as ERP videos. So let's meet up with the setup video series, guys. So until next video, stay safe. Thank you.